Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Srinath. I'm a filmmaker. I write screenplays, stories, and I direct. I handle some of the departments in film, especially cinematography. I know a little bit more about cinematography, so I can understand that. Right now, I'm doing a recording in the night so that there are no voices around. Previously, I have done a video and that got really good response from friends, and that video is not really viral or anything else. But where I have reviewed the filmy Indian Diksha Sharma. She's not up to the mark. She's not a trustworthy person. If something is there, please let me know in the comments so that I can understand you people properly, because I don't get any comments. This is a fairly new channel. I'm trying to develop this one. I'm learning. You can say I'm an aspiring filmmaker. I need to learn a lot of things in filmmaking. So today we are going to review some of the reviewers, and let's see how it goes. For us, mega generic ex-espionage. She has judged in 26 years and still relevant. Let's see what she has to say. I have seen this trial by fire. Let's see what she has to say.
इस सीरीज के शो रनर स्लैश डायरेक्टर प्रशांत नायर से मैंने पूछा था इंटरव्यू में कि ऐसी असल में हुई ट्रैजिक घटना को फिक्शनलाइज जब आप कर रहे हैं, मॉरल कंपास कैसे मैनेज होता है? Does his answer match what he's shown in the show? Hey all, my name is Sucharita. This is my channel. You're watching a series review because today we're talking about Trial by Fire, now streaming on Netflix.
मैं बस इतना चाहता हूँ कि हमारे साथ जो हुआ वो किसी और के साथ ना हो।
सेम नाम की एक किताब है जो वाइफ एंड हस्बैंड नीलम एंड शेखर कृष्णमूर्ति ने लिखी है, जिसमें उन्होंने जस्टिस सिस्टम से फाइट का विश्लेषण दिया है. नाउ आई हैवंट रेड द बुक, बट शो लिखने वालों को कहना है कि काफी कुछ जो वो दिखा रहे हैं शो में सब कुछ सच है, बट इवन दो देयर इज अ डिस्क्लेमर इन द बिगिनिंग दैट सेज दैट दिस शो इज अ वर्क ऑफ फिक्शन एंड किसी से भी रिजेम्बलेंस इज कोइंसिडेंटल. इट्स वेरी प्रोमिनेंट. उपहार सिनेमा ट्रेजेडी के समय 9 साल की थी मैं, लेकिन मुझे याद है दैट न्यूज़पेपर्स और दूरदर्शन या केबल वाज देयर, उसकी कवरेज थोड़ी बहुत याद है. डिटेल्स सब वापस आ गए ये शो देखते हुए, बट आई जस्ट रिमेंबर देयर वाज अ सेंस ऑफ ग्लूम इन रूम्स wherever this was being discussed, primarily because among the people who died there were many children too, and I remember thinking this could have been me or my school friends, because border was a big deal. Now taking off from this unimaginable kind of specific sadness, Trial by Fire the show zeroes in on the Krishnamurti household, which is ripped apart, its DNA altered forever when both the children of the family perish in the fire on that dreadful day. I've heard this discussed on podcasts and among friends and peers that for parents, watching stories where a person loses their child are near impossible to sit through. Trial by Fire is no exception to that if you're a parent. But if you really want to know why this case remains so relevant despite being 26 years old now, don't give this show a skip. Sure, not all of it is 100% true. Some characters are added in for dramatic effect in favor of the storytelling. But for the most part, this show is a constant reminder of the state of affairs even today. I mean, हाथ उठाओ अगर आप भी किसी सरकारी दफ्तर में गए हो recently and you've been made to wait for घंटेज and घंटेज as some official has decided to take lunch. Recently मुझे बताया गया था कि किसी और दिन आप वापस आना, क्योंकि the only person who knew how to operate the main computer was on leave. Suddenly उनकी दादी जी expire हो गई. I'm like, I sympathize, my man, but is there no one in this office who can access that damn form for me? This show sets up the 97 era, cleverly using many scenes with characters using technology of the time. Weak internet connections, cordless home phones, those brick Nokia phones, and even as that evolves into laptops, QWERTY phones, and subsequently smartphones with touch screens, the Krishnamurtis are stuck, keep going back to the same courtroom, the same people, fighting for justice in the same case. Now listen up, hold up. Can we just freaking talk about Rajshri Deshpande? Okay, let's do it, shall we? In a career best performance, the beating heart of the show resides inside Rajshri, as her husband on the show keeps reminding everyone around them that the fight for justice is continuous because Neelam is refusing to give up. It's a dark place for an actor to go to, I imagine. She's not just projecting what it's like for a mother grieving the death of both of her children, but she's also a person who's facing her own purpose in life suddenly one day. She has to ask herself, as a woman who likes to win at video games and professional challenges, as we are shown right in the beginning, how far will sheer bullheadedness actually take her in this world created by and for men? As the case drags on for years, Rajshri never, not once, gives into the temptation of cinematic courtroom histrionics, but she continues to be Neelam, who learns to live a life where हर रोज का कोर्ट का काम and going through dusty old papers उसकी जॉब वही बन जाती है. There's a monotony to the matter of factness with which she begins to approach this objective of hers. Rajshri बहुत ही एक phenomenal performer है, and मैं beyond stoked हूँ, beyond glad that there's a lead role for her to fully immerse into like this. Abhay Deol ko dekhna to is always a treat. This one is extra nice because I do believe that stripped of his vanity this time, this might be the first performance where I'm seeing him play a person who is not interesting firstly and primarily because he's cute and then the other things. Shekhar is the everyday father, but also a young man who has to learn to make sense of the world again. As Shekhar grows older, he almost delights in taking a step back and letting his wife be the face of the operation. He's happy to do that as their marriage miraculously survives all the ordeals they're put through. Trial by Fire also becomes essential viewing for young couples, figuring out the right power balance and dynamic in a romantic relationship. ये देख लीजिए एक पूरा wholesome example है maybe imbibe something from this. Despite Abhay and Rajshri being the two major leads of this show and two very, very good actors, Trial by Fire understands it needs to rely on an actual ensemble cast for it to be successful. So they bring in Ashish Vidyarthi. And admittedly, he's playing a part he most definitely can play. In his sleep, he can do this. But he just does the everyday uncle bad guy with an awareness of the world thing. So specific, but so well. This villain could easily have been a one-note cartoon, but not here. There's also Shardul Bhardwaj, who you might remember from the incredible Ibale Oo, and we're seeing this week in Kutte. He makes an appearance. Ironically, he's jumping from rooftops like a monkey in his introductory sequence. It's very good. Meticulous casting choices throughout the show are apparent, including but not limited to Ratna Pathak Shah, Rajesh Tailang, Siddharth Bhardwaj. Really enhances the viewing experience. The way they did with Delhi Crime, actually. Netflix is good with this stuff. Special mention here to episode 6, where we spend the most time with Rajesh Tailang's character. He plays an electrical board employee who's kind of responsible for not doing the perfect job fixing the transformer which had caused the actual fire on the day. 5 episodes in, I had kind of begun to look for some respite, a distraction of some sort. And right on cue, this episode decides to change up the visual language, the tone of the show by introducing long takes with seamless editing. Cameras are moving in and out of rooms as we fast forward 7 years, I think, while staying in that small house. The clever cinematography and editing here serves as a very welcome change of pace. Look out for this episode 6. This Prashant Nair and Kevin Lupacchino show, with direction credits shared between Prashant and Randeep Jha, is immediately devastating. First episode in, there's no beating around the bush. Despite it being a show about a day when disaster struck, it doesn't chronicle the lives of the people who were affected by it on the day off. It talks about those unlucky people who were lucky enough not to be there that day. And I don't know if it's by design or it's subconscious, but a lot of it is an uncomfortable reminder of the tragedy of the COVID deaths in our country in 2021, when people couldn't cremate their loved ones, hospitals were overrun, pandemonium raged as a mother yells, "I want the PM to care." It's public knowledge that this is still very much an ongoing case, with new developments every few months. Like Abhay said in my interview, it might seem defeatist and fatalistic, but their attempt is to show you a story of strength and hope. When people come together, change is inevitable. It might take long, might take a while, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, getting closer and brighter every day.
लगता है वो हमारे साथ जो चाहें कर सकते हैं, पर हम कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, Trial by Fire is 7 episodes, each about 45 minutes in length. तो पूरा आप देख सकते हैं weekend पर, but heavy show है, so just take care of yourself a little bit and stay hydrated and stuff.
सर आपकी बेटी है?
देखिए दोस्तों, इस हफ्ते I have done 2 interviews, 3 reviews and 1 pop culture patrol and न जाने कितने YouTube shorts etc etc. अगर आप अभी भी सब्सक्राइब नहीं कर रहे चैनल को, तो 75,000 क्रॉस करने की होप तो I should just leave only, no? So please subscribe to my channel. My name is Sucharita. Thank you for stopping by.
She said that very thing. How you adapted this story to a screenplay and make it वो starting में बताया कि this is like completely fictional story but based on a true story. So ऐसा कुछ बताया उन्होंने. I don't know whether they have adapted or anything. This is the master class, and I will explain why that feels real and true, and audience are got hooked to the series. I have seen Trial by Fire. Everything, the details, everything was properly built. उसे बोलता है प्रॉपर स्टोरी वर्ल्ड बिल्डिंग. क्योंकि हमेशा लगता है कि पीपल से दैट इट्स लाइक डिटेल्स को लिखा गया, डिटेल्स को फॉलो कर दिए गए. नो, दोस थिंग्स, अगर सपोज इफ द सेम स्टोरी इज हैपनिंग इन एन alternate universe, just think in that way to make you understand what is the importance of story. Suppose the same Trial by Fire is happening in another multi-universe और कहीं और जगह पर same situation हो रहा है, and this thing has been not really happened in India. Just think, and किसी ने एक book लिखा, उसके बारे में fictionalized book लिखा, ऐसा ऐसा हुआ है करके, and the screenwriter need to adapt it. In that scenario, स्क्रीन राइटर और द स्टोरी वर्ल्ड बिल्डर जो भी है, वो पूरा स्टोरी पूरा कम्प्लीटली ही हैज़ टू बिल्ड आउट ऑफ इट. लाइक द टेक्नोलॉजी क्या यूज़ करते हैं, वहाँ का लोकल स्लैंग कैसा है, डायलेक्ट्स कैसा है, सोशल इश्यूज़ कैसे है, हाउ दे बिहेव, व्हाट इज़ हैपनिंग विद बायोलॉजिकली क्या है, उनका फ्लावर्स क्या है, उनका फूड क्या है, एवरीथिंग. जैसा हमारा दुनिया होता है जहाँ पर हम लोग वी हैव ग्रेविटी, वी हैव फिजिक्स रूल्स लाइक टाइम, एवरीथिंग इज हैपनिंग इन द सेम वे. बायोलॉजिकल रूल्स होते हैं, इन द सेम वे सोशल रूल्स होते हैं, नॉर्म्स होते हैं, कनेक्शंस होते हैं, हाउ द सोशल रिलेशंस. इफ दैट थिंग इज बिल्ट प्रॉपरली, then the audience are going to hook to the story. That's one of the most important aspect of writing a story, not screenplay, writing a story. And this one was adapted from a real life situation, so I should credit the screenwriters for this one, because the writers jo bhi hai, I think they have totally adapted from the real incident and they have written. So this story world hota kya hai, this is the details of the real life situations, just like physics, biology, social relationship, technology, and connections, like how people are connected. These are the major 5 aspects, but you can look into so many things. I have put out a video on that, how Christopher Nolan builds this story world. प्लीज़ गो चेक इट, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड वॉट शी इज़ टेलिंग. एंड अगर वो सही तरीके से किया गया, देन ऑटोमेटिकली द स्टोरी में आपको बहुत सारी चीज़ रिलेवेंट लगेंगे. एंड दिस इज़ द रियल लाइफ स्टोरी, सो दे हैव टेकन एवरी रेलेवेंट थिंग हैपेंड इन अ रियल लाइफ सिचुएशन एंड देन पुट इट. एंड सेकेंड थिंग वॉट शी सेड इज डायरेक्शन का जो, आई मीन लाइक जस्ट नो आई हैव सेड दिस इज कंस्ट्रक्टिंग लाइक अ बिल्डिंग. जब बेसमेंट अच्छी बनती है, फिर उसके बाद पिलर्स अच्छे बनेंगे, देन अब इसका जस्ट लाइक स्टोरी अच्छी होनी चाहिए, स्टोरी के बाद स्क्रीन प्ले अच्छा होना चाहिए, देन मेकिंग प्रोसेस अच्छा होना चाहिए, प्लानिंग अच्छा होना चाहिए, एंड देन द स्टोरी बोर्ड, एवरीथिंग कम्स इन टू द पिक्चर. देन आई थिंक आई डोंट नो हाउ दे हैव डन इट, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द सिनेरियोज दिस शॉर्ट लिस्ट किया जाता है एंड शॉर्ट सिलेक्शन भी होता है. एंड शी सेड अबाउट long takes and what did she उस थोड़े थोड़े जगह पर हैंड हेल्ड कैमरा भी है. दैट्स मॉडर्न. जब 1970s में उस टाइम पे देखा तो कैमरा शेक बहुत कम था, वेयर पीपल वेर नॉट लिफ्टिंग कैमराज बिकॉज ऑफ द हेवी कैमरा इक्विपमेंट. बट राइट नाउ इन दिस मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड विद डिजिटल कैमराज everything is possible. So and that was deliberate choice by the directors. And by the way, direction is top notch in Trial by Fire. If you haven't seen that, please do watch it. For filmmakers, if you understand the language and if you know that कि ये लोग कैसा कर रहे हैं, if you decode that, that will be really a good helpful thing for the filmmakers. And I'm talking in a perspective of filmmakers so that people understand. And one thing I observed very much is that फ़िल्म रिव्यूअर्स को फ़िल्म कैसे बनाते हैं, फ़िल्म का सब्जेक्ट के बारे में उनको बहुत ज़्यादा नॉलेज नहीं है. अगर इफ़ एट ऑल द आई मीन लाइक यू आस्क अदर फिल्म मेकर टू रिव्यू अ फिल्म, देन उसमें बहुत सारा अच्छा जजमेंट होता है एंड दे विल जज मोर पॉजिटिवली रादर दैन I think so, because I don't know how that, but a filmmaker is the person who can judge filmmaking and aspects. उसके aspects के बारे में बात करना आसान हो जाता है for filmmakers. But because there is an entire science of filmmaking, क्यों होता है, कैसा होता है, why people are, I mean like why they make films in such a way, उसका reason क्या है, ये सारा चीज़ filmmakers को जानते हैं. And I'll suggest one channel, please do watch other channels, make yourself more knowledgeable. I think Sucharita Tyagi, she has 74k subscribers, and she has made more than 300 videos, and she has interviewed so many people. I think she is a popular figure, I guess. But उनको उनका knowledge level है. I wanted her to become more knowledgeable so that we get good reviews and हमें अच्छा मूवी कौन सा है, बुरा मूवी कौन सा है, पता चल सकता है. एंड आई थिंक दे शुड लर्न अ लिटिल बिट मोर अबाउट फिल्म मेकिंग. आई विल सजेस्ट यू वन चैनल. दैट चैनल नेम इज़ फिल्म करेज. आई डोंट नो व्हाट द लेडी नेम इज़. आई एम ए ह्यूज फैन ऑफ हर वर्क. वो क्या करती है, एक कैमरा ले जाती है, एक फिल्म मेकर के सामने रख देती है, एंड शी आस्क क्वेश्चंस, एंड शी वो जो नॉलेज इन्फॉर्मेशन है, दोज इंटरव्यूज शी विल पोस्ट इट ऑन हर यूट्यूब चैनल. I think she has made more than 5,000 somewhere around videos. I have not seen in a long time because I'm currently working. So many things are happening in my life, so I didn't see that. I'm not following much. बट शी उनका चैनल जो है, इट्स अ गोल्ड माइन फॉर ऑल फिल्म मेकर्स एंड फिल्म रिव्यूअर्स. प्लीज़ डू वॉच इट, अंडरस्टैंड स्क्रीन प्लेस, अंडरस्टैंड स्टोरी कैसे लिखा जाता है, स्क्रीन प्ले कैसे लिखा जाता है, फिल्म डायरेक्शन कैसा किया जाता है. प्लीज़ डू कमेंट एंड प्लीज़ लाइक द वीडियो. यूट्यूब वर्क करता है लाइक्स पर. जितना ज़्यादा लाइक्स मिलेंगे, ये वीडियो उतना ज़्यादा प्रमोट होगा यूट्यूब पे और बहुत सारे लोग देखेंगे इस वीडियो को. प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल. मैं आपके लिए ऐसे कंटेंट बनाते रहूँगा. काइंडली सपोर्ट दिस एस्पायरिंग फिल्म मेकर. लाइक, शेयर, सब्सक्राइब एंड डोंट फॉरगेट टू कमेंट. Thank you.